Hello and welcome to the live trading room recap for Monday, December the 14th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get in, and the room is live from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I am live on the mic between those two times also. All right, not a terribly exciting day actually. Let me just show you a couple of things that happened. Chart window. Okay, so CVX, this is how whippy it was today. There were some really whippy trades today. And let me just expand this just a little bit. This actually came from our AI channel. And the alert came, actual alert was at 86.76, and this was a short. So 87.76. I think if I make this even bigger, you're going to see some wild action on this. Yeah, there it is. There's that. So 87.76. So that was the alert. 86.76. So right about here. I'm going to put a mark right there. So right about here. And so I shorted it right there. I shorted it actually at 86.52, a little bit late, 86.52. I got out some at 86.18. Looked like it was going to crash all the way through 86 and down. And then look what happened. Look at this tail all the way up to 87.56. And that actually took the AI out of that trade because the stop was obviously above that. And that took it out. And then right after that, it fell again. So this was an incredibly whippy trade. Again, I got in at 86.52, got out at 86.18 and 86.48. On this action right here, as it was zooming up, I was able to just get out of the last little bit very luckily. But, this was, I'm not saying this was typical all day, but of course, this is energy stock, energy related in that sector. And obviously, some news came out because the SPY popped about the same time, and it just destroyed that short trade. The next trade I took was PRAA. And this is one that I've been watching for a long time, probably 3 weeks now. And it's still on my AI watch list. And so I was watching it, and if you look at the daily, maybe you'll see why let's get to the time frame, the daily time frame. Um, Originally, this was a short, of course, all the way here. And I know some people, though, later on, they were able to take this bounce up here. So I've been kind of waiting for it to break this level again. Because again, look at the void. Here's 42, and all the way up to here is 56. So I've been kind of waiting for it to break. However, as it started to fall, I don't mind sort of flipping the script and what I was originally thinking of. And I decided to get in and short this. So let's just take a look at where I did it. Let's get a 5-minute chart on here. So, I mean, again, very choppy. Make sure I've got, okay, pre-market is showing very choppy action, but I was able to get in the short at 36.77. So I'm going to put the mark right there. So right here is where I took the short, 36.77, and it started to move down. I took some out at 36.48 right here, 36.48, actually right down there, almost at the low. Now, as it started to move up, now look at this gap. You don't often see gaps like this on intraday charts, but all of a sudden it just started to gap. And so, I was able to get out the last little bit, actually for a little bit of a loss at 36.82, right a little bit above where I shorted it. But you see how choppy it is, and now it's starting to perhaps regain. And I'll still watch it. If it can get above that 40 level, 42 level at some point, that's a massive gap to fill. But again, very choppy action. I was definitely in scalp mode today. I did take another one, ARCC. It was very, let's see. Yeah, it made 4 cents on that one. The only other interesting one was ATRA, and it kind of blew it. In fact, definitely blew it. This, you can see here, here's where it closed on Friday, $33, and it opened at almost $12 underneath, and then fell all the way down to 1892. So I believe they have a kidney drug, and it didn't pass, or they've ceased the try or ceased the trial for their kidney drug. Now I believe they do have other drugs, so it's not a one-trick pony. But nonetheless, was just absolutely killed. So I was actually trying to play a bounce, but spread was really, really bad. So I didn't get into it on the bounce. However, I did finally take it on a short, and it was at 23.53. So let's see where that is. 23.53 is right there. So I took the short right in this area here, and I was able to get out some at 23.33 and then 23.36 as it started coming back up here. But then look what happened. If I'd waited about another 5 minutes, this is what I was really, really hoping for. Remember, I'm 23.53, 21.16 now. So this is what I was really hoping for. But, it just didn't happen. This action here, it could have just as easily, kept going up here, and I would have taken a loss on it. So didn't make very much on that one, but, this is one I'll definitely be watching going forward, though, to see what happens with it. Now, the only other one that I'd like to point out, and, oops, just have to change the time frame. Okay. So this is one now. They did a financing. If I bring up the daily chart, you're going to see why I'm obviously very interested in this. See, I had a big spike up here, 1567. This is about maybe 2 weeks ago. Huge, huge move from 370 all the way up to here in basically 2 days, and then it came back down to earth. And I believe they did a financing. Probably, I don't know the actual price they did the financing in, but let's just say it was around here, 430. Anyway, it is now starting to come back, and I think that if this gets over 5 again today, it already has gone up to 527. I think if it gets over 5 again today, I may take some, and I may try to swing some, because obviously this is what we're looking for. Even if it even stalled up below here, that would still be a great percentage gain, but obviously what we're really hoping for is that if we did take a swing in it, that it could start to fill even half this void, and that would be an awesome trade. So that is what I would watch. I would watch going forward AEZS. Again, the market's got another hour and a half left, so I may in fact be able to get into this before the market closes today. Definitely like it over $5. Especially, and if it can hold 5, that would be awesome. And if it didn't hold 5, if I got in and it didn't hold 5, I could always, exit the trade, say at 485 or something like that, and then always get back in, because, I think if, they've done their financing, all that sort of news is now kind of built in, hopefully. They've obviously got money now, and, again, if they can get over 529, that high there, I think this has a great chance to run. And speaking of run, I believe run is our trade of the week, and it has had a beautiful run. Great run. Let me just type that one in. That's the daily chart. So you can see why, this is a stock that's been, now it hasn't had a horrible crash, and I believe it's a solar stock. But this is the sort of pattern we're looking for, something that's coming down, and then a bit of consolidation, bit of a pop, more another pull down or pullback, and now this. And I think probably came I don't know if the email's gone out, but my guess is that it would have gone out around this area. I know Dan was in the room, and he was buying some right around here. Some in the room have bought, and so this has just been a wonderful play. Now, hopefully it's not over. I mean, you can take a look here. Obviously, you'd think there might be some resistance, 944 in this area, and then after that, though, you've got to 1140. So this is a nice little play forming. Let me just look at the 5-minute chart. Yeah, I mean, you can see how I believe Dan started talking about it right here, 835. So anyway, that's one to watch. Run AEZS. Again, if it can get over $5 today, I think that'll give a lot of people confidence to get into the trade and maybe hold on for that gain or that void, which is up to about 13 and a half. All right, that's it for today. Let me just bring back here's the cover page. Here's our address to get into our room, and room open from 9 to 4 Eastern time. I'm live on the mic between those two times. There was a webinar today at 2 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Eastern, and hope to see you there. If not, we'll see you in the trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.